Well, I can say I feel like Florida is very forward, if I can say that, with regulation.
Some of the worst regulation in the United States, along with Washington State.
What state does?
Washington State. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
New York. New York, Washington, and Florida, they have the most strict massage regulation, which
So,
prevents people from getting in and teaching.
with teaching, yeah.
Because I have to go through more red tape and more bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just really learning this system, like you said, even learning your own state's regulations and, it's a lot. So,
Oh, I had somebody contact me here in Texas, and they're like, "I want to teach Thai massage," and I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "How do I do that?" And I'm like, "You gotta be a massage therapist in Texas. You gotta be a massage therapy instructor, and then you gotta file for your CEP." And they're like, "What?" I go, "What if I want to teach another state?" I'm like, "You have to be nationally certified." Oh my God. Like, and then when they're talking with me via this technology, by the way, in a chat, they're like, "Well, can't you just tell me how to do it?" And I'm like, "Why don't you read the law?" And they're like, "Oh, but it's so long." And I'm like, "Yes, because that's where the loopholes are written in."
yeah.
It's like, I don't sit down and read Florida state massage law. There's 50 sets of laws in different jurisdictions and states. The other day, I had somebody trying to download something from Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
Have you ever been to Slovenia?
No, I haven't.
I'm not even if you took out a map right now and said, "Show me Slovenia," I'm like, it's somewhere in Eastern Europe.
Right, I would have to look for a minute.
And it's fine. I took care of their order, and I made sure to because they were having a problem with my infrastructure that I was talking about, all this software. But that's the world I live in. I can't get Austinites to come study with me in person. And there's a guy in Slovenia downloading information to study with me online. And they're like, "Well, what's the massage law in Slovenia?" I'm like, I don't know.
That's actually wow.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they're very topical. They're like, "Robert's against massage regulation. I don't like him." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool. That's a legitimate response." Now, you don't know me. You haven't hung out with me. You haven't drunk tequila with me. You haven't understood my situation. You don't see what I deal with as an educator. And you're not willing to sit down and have the conversation long enough to understand my perspective. Like, he's kind of an asshole. And I'm like, yes, totally. I'm a total asshole. You can ask my ex-wife. But that doesn't remove the veracity of my discussion in the argument. Like, there are reasons I feel this way. Like, literally, right now, when we get off of here, I can turn on 4 cameras and teach everybody live. They can call me with questions. And everybody's like, "But wait, no, this isn't." And I'm like, I don't know what you guys think is happening, but this is not going away.
It's not.
We just put up the Webb telescope. We're about to see about this far back to the Big Bang.
Yeah, it's just gonna get, people are gonna have to go with it.
Yeah.
And I get the fight, but you're fighting your own resources,
So it's like, and I have to date myself so people understand, like, context. I did not really use the internet until 1995 when I went to college at LSU's library. And the computers were off in this corner, and they were clunky and slow. And I mean, compared to what we do now, for sure. I didn't understand that those computers were going to eat the entire library. Like, I still feel like I'm talking to people and I'm running around like a maniac waving this around, and they're like, "Well, no, but we have the printing press." And I'm like, guys, this is exponentially more, like, disruptive in a sense. There's more information flow, but it gets to something like Wikipedia. When I would hear students say, well, I can't use Wikipedia as a source.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. It gets to this point of in society as a whole, and we are fighting this. So this isn't just the massage industry. This is the overall world, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now the problem is we have so much information. What's real?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
when you have somebody like me going, yeah, it's totally fine, do this. And they're like, no, that's not safe. You can't, no, yeah.
Mm.
And I go, no, it's totally safe. And they're like, we've never seen it. And I'm like, I know you've never seen it, but I'm going to keep putting it on camera until it's normal.